We will get rolling.
Recording in progress.
Joining me in welcoming Eny Osung. Hey, Eny, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Being here with you. Well, that's like a dream come true, right?
Yeah, well, I appreciate having you here with us. First off, tell us a little bit about you and how you show up in the world.
Okay, so my name's Eny. My company is Global.Media. So essentially, we're a marketing agency. So the mission is to make people famous, make sure people know who my friends are and they're genius, and then want to trust them, like them, and want to get their help when the time comes. So that's pretty much what I do. And I say I tend to do most of my work on LinkedIn because I think social media has changed drastically with the new events that LinkedIn has, so LinkedIn Lives and LinkedIn Audio. And I've managed to make a space in LinkedIn Audio where we know how it works, we know how to make it work for people, and we spend our days doing events. I might do 4 or 5 events in most days of the week. Apart from of course, the audio rooms, my other passion really is, it's what I call long-term fame. So make sure people, my friends have long-term authority. That means working with people to write their book, publish their book, and market their book. Combine the publishing side with the audio rooms, then I found a joy because essentially we can work on the book side and then launch the book using our events. My clients end up building a network of people who they can engage, connect with, sell to when the time comes, and everyone's happy, right? I said all that without saying I've also published a book, so I'm sure we'll get to that in a second, Steve.
Yeah, tell us about the book that you published. What's the
Oh,
name of it?
the dream of my book, the dream. So my book is Lessons We Learned from COVID-19, and it feels like a culmination of life's work, my life's work really. It's weird publishing books for people and not being an author yourself. So I'm always I'm always want to make sure that I'm congruent. I'm not going to sell a marketing strategy or a service that I haven't used myself. So the book just validates our publishing side. Of course, the audio rooms we do for ourselves as well. Look, it's to me, it is an amazing book. It's essentially there's 10 authors in the book, so it's anthologies, and there's 10 authors from all around the world, all different lifestyles and professions. So we've come together to tell our story about the pandemic, how we survived. I would say we didn't just survive. Essentially, we're all thriving, right? And maybe I'll say also that there's only three things that are guaranteed in the world, Steve. Of course, taxes, of course, death. And I think the other one is that there will be another pandemic. So the book really is almost like how did we survive a pandemic? How can you survive a pandemic yourself when there's the next one? That's what the book's all about, really.
That's amazing. So, yeah, and don't feel too bad about it. You only have about 21 more to go, and then you can catch up to
I'm not even chasing you, Steve. Right? I've got many other books going. So they're more collaborations than anthologies. So anthologies, they are a beast in themselves. Of course, it's great to have all these stories because it makes a richer book, right? It makes better content for the readers. Now, why just read my story when you can read from people who truly have stories to tell? No, that's the beauty of the anthology. But no, I'm not chasing your 21. Thank you.
Well, that's probably good because I've got another 15 that I'm in the process of finalizing too. So
I've got no hope.
I love writing. It's one of the things that I do in the evenings. Just whatever thing's going on through my mind. So I absolutely I not only do it for others, but I just love writing. And whether it's stories or teachings. Either way, yeah, it's a lot of fun. And then yeah, every once in a while you jump into a collaboration book with a person, and
Mm.
it's fun to get to know a new group of people and add a little bit into that. I've got a couple of those that I'm in, that I'm in the process of being a part of as well. So that's cool. So talk to us about the events you do. What kind of events are you typically doing?
The events are again, it feels like a mission. You see, I've been on LinkedIn for years, like many of us have, right? For years and years and years. Yeah, well, as soon as I joined LinkedIn, I learned that it's a great database of people where you can basically you know who's who, right? You can search for who you want. Well, no, you can maybe call it your target audience. So you can search for who you want, connect with them, and if you can engage them, then they might give you a chance to at least offer to help them. Now, so in the old days, I was doing what we call search and connect. So clients would come to me and say, "Eny, I want to talk to, for example, accountants, in London, in a particular area. They're the ones who buy my services. So I've done it for many different industries. But essentially, LinkedIn hates people connecting with people that they don't know. LinkedIn wants us to only connect with people that we've met in real life. I said no, real life. So when LinkedIn took offense to my search and connect service, around the pandemic, really, suddenly I had to find a different way of doing LinkedIn. And just as I was literally walking off LinkedIn, I saw this from the side of my eye that they were testing this thing called LinkedIn Audio. See, I could suddenly see, Steve, rather than doing one-to-one connections, which is laborious, it works, but it's laborious, and you end up killing 99% of your connections because they hate you for what people call pitch slapping these days. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like to most people, but it's not. It's more connect and inform. But anyway, now so the audio rooms essentially give us a different way of doing social media, a way that brings people in together in real time. That's the beauty of the events we do. So rather than doing one-to-one connections these days, essentially my clients come to me to do audio rooms with them for them. So the client normally has a niche, and they have a target audience. So my job is to bring the audience together and then help my clients to plan the room, set up the room, sometimes co-host the room. That way they can engage these people who they want to do business with. Now, it does mean that I end up doing several events a day. I think today, I've done 2 events already today. Yesterday I did 5. It's cool when you're I guess when you're sitting down, but at the moment, and where I'm staying, I haven't got a table and chair to work on, so I have to stand all day. So doing 4 or 5 events becomes 8 hours work of standing. Look, it works beautifully. Having that community of people, Steve, is an amazing thing because my clients are not just talking to people. They're not just presenting. They're not just talking about what they do. They actually they're spending time with real people across the world who they can help, and relationships get formed very quickly, and everyone benefits. The audience benefits from being at the event. The speakers who come from the audience to speak, they benefit from being highlighted, from being famous. At least now everyone in the event can see them, they can hear them, and in some time or another, my clients will get inquiries from those who were there. It's like a dream come true.
I totally love that. So give us an idea. What kind of people do you like to work with?
I like people who do something different. I like no. I think, and I would say that I want those who have a unique solution. So there's many of the same in every sector, especially on LinkedIn, right? There's no point in working with a coach who's just like every other coach out there. So I want the ones who have a different model, and maybe it's more that the ones that can guarantee the results and the impact on their clients. I think that if you have a service that truly works, that is more than just the ordinary, then the world needs to know about it. They're the ones that I tend to migrate towards, and almost when I meet them, first thing I say to them is, "Let's do an audio room," And thankfully, many of them say yes. So I end up working with a variety of people. So today, my room was about, yeah, it was about miscarriage and baby loss. It's a heavy topic. I would say, but no, I said other, no, my other room after that was a skincare room. So I do work right across the board. But I love those hard topics. I love the topics that people don't want to talk about. I'm not, of course, I still do the mindset stuff. If you bring mindset to LinkedIn audio, people will come in there, in numbers because they love to talk about mindset. They know the science, but very few actually practice it. So I think that's one of the things that we find. So of course, say there's such a range of things that we know that the books are a big part of what we talk about in our rooms. So if we publish a book for someone, then I want to launch the book, in an audio room, simply because on that launch date we can work towards the Amazon bestseller. We get enough people to buy the book, enough people to come to the event, number one, and then also buy the book. And at the launch price, then my client wins, everyone wins. Of course, the audience go home with a new book in their hand, right? Maybe on a computer as an ebook. It's, it's never ending. That's the joy of my life these days, right?
Well, I love that. So if a person wanted to work with you, where would they go to connect with you?
Oh, please find me on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is my home. LinkedIn is maybe the other social media platform I actually like. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on X. But I don't tend to put myself there personally. But I'm on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn profile, at Eny Osung, is the best way that you can connect with me. And I tend to always engage with people who do connect with me, and especially those who want to, those who are serious, actually want a conversation rather than just connect and then run off. So please connect with me on LinkedIn.
And spell your name for us
Yeah,
so that
by
we
all
know how to be
means,
able to
by
connect
all
with you.
means. So Eny, that's my first name. So Eny, and the surname is Osung. So Eny Osung is what you want to enter. All that's one word on LinkedIn.
And before I let you go, just give us some words of encouragement. I mean, it's been a really weird especially the last few months, but this last year has been kind of weird. Give people some words of encouragement that, they can have their voice be heard and make the difference that they're meant to make in this world.
Yeah, look. Everyone has a voice, and again, this probably goes back to the book. In that, we have a story of resilience, and everyone here survives. So it takes a lot to survive and thrive, and I think we just have to make sure we are we're paying attention to who we are. So part of the story is find a purpose in life and then build on that purpose. And it helps when your purpose is about serving others, helping others. I think when we have that start, a clear goal that helps people, it's a bit easier to at least have focus in what we're trying, why we wake up every day. And once we're helping people, like I said, all we have to do is tell the stories of the people we're helping. That's what our voice really is there for. Tell people what you do, tell people why you do it, tell people the difference you make. That's what I think modern day marketing really has come down to.
I love that. Well, Annie, thank you for all that you do in the world. I look forward to the next time you and I can maybe do a LinkedIn live event. And thanks so much for who you are and what you do in the world.
Steve, right back at you, my friend. You're the star. I always say that, right? You are the star. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Great to speak to you again. So I will join your training tomorrow, so I'm all good. Thank you so much.
Recording stopped.
And that gives us what we need for a radio interview.
Yeah. No,
That wasn't painful at all, was it?
no, it wasn't painful first time. It just